Okay, so this video is about our watercolour palettes. They're the paints we use mostly in Key Stage 2, and I just want you to let you know a bit more about them. Again, you can use a whole range of brushes with them. They're called watercolours because we mix them with water to get our colour. You can get them in these palette forms. You can also get them in tubes where you'd also mix them with a bit more water. This is our palette, and we've got a whole range of colours. We've also got a white, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. The most important thing to know about watercolours is that they're designed to paint up in layers of transparent colour. So the colour you put down is designed to be see-through, to be transparent. And you can control that transparency, the strength of the colour, depending on how much water you mix with them. So these are my paint blocks in my palette, and this, or the lid, is our mixing palette. Okay, when I want to go and start pulling a colour off my colour blocks, I wet my brush, not too wet, you can see I'm knocking the drips off the end on the edge of the pot. And then I just need to stroke my wet brush along the top of the palette, and that will start mixing the top layer of that block in with the water. And if I just wanted that colour, I could, in theory, paint it directly onto the paper. But that doesn't really give me a whole lot of control. Ideally, I would put a blob of my colour in here, in my mixing palette. That lets me control. You can see I dry my brush when it's too wet, I'm keeping it in that point. That lets me control the strength of my paint, how much water I'm adding. So you can see there it's a very, very fine, delicate green. Maybe I want to add a bit more, make it a bit stronger. It's not quite much stronger this time, I'm adding more water instead. There we go. Okay, you can see that I can still see my paper through that colour, and that they're getting slowly darker as I add more colour. That is how we get a tint with our watercolours. A tint is the same colour, just getting paler, and with our watercolours we can mix a tint easily just by letting the paper be our white. I wouldn't recommend you use the white very often in your watercolour palette. You can see it was obviously the biggest paint and people have been very keen to use it, but it has a strange effect on your watercolours. It will stop them being transparent. It makes them more opaque. So this is my same green with some of the white in. And I don't think it's really had such a nice bright effect on my colour as using the paper as my white to make a tint. Okay, so the whole reason we've got this mixing palette here is so we can control the strength of our colour, but also so that I can mix my own colours. So that red there is not the right red for what I need to use, for what I can see in front of me for the effect I'm trying to create. I can go ahead and pick up some colour from another palette and mix it in. In between touching the palettes, I'm cleaning my brush, in between touching the different colour blocks, and that way you can see my colour blocks are keeping their true colour, but the colour here is my new mixed colour. I might want to make it even more orange by adding some yellow as well. Just control the amount on my brush, and you can see I've mixed myself a nice orange colour. Now the interesting thing about watercolours being transparent is that it means you can layer up colours on top of each other. I can go straight into that wet patch of orange with some darker red and start letting it bleed and mix into that wet paint. And that allows me to add shading. I can just pick up those blobs where they get left behind and start pulling them around. So the way you mix your watercolour on your paper is different as well. However, can you see in some places there my paper's started to take on a slightly different texture? It's got some dark patches where the water's soaking into it, and that means my paper is starting to break up. So I would leave that area now, only until it's dry. They dry very quickly, that green patch there and that patch there. That one's still a little wet, but those are dry. Once it's dry again, I can go and add more layers. And then really it's up to you how you want to use your watercolours. Experiment with them. You can see that colour there is still a little bit muddy because I put the white in it. The more I stroke my brush against the colour block, the stronger my paint will be. Then when it's dry, something like that green, that I can try adding another layer, a wash, a light watery layer of colour over the top. And you can see that that's changed that very subtly to different colours. At the end, I make sure that my brush is clean, dried and in a point. I've been using this paper towel the whole time to control how wet and dry my brush is. I don't want massive blobs of paint everywhere. This palette just needs a quick rinse under the tap, leave it clean and dry for the next person. And if I've worked really well with my colours, washing my brush in between, you can see that these are all still really clean, fresh colours. I haven't got blue all over my red, I haven't got red all over my yellow. And that means that that palette's ready for the next person to use as well. Have fun.